way the government tree says. I won't be satisfied till all my niggas get it. Get it?
Ain't no question if I want it, I need it.
And what's bracking, y'all? So before the video begins, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you have not already. So we're gonna be soul swapping a pair of Supreme Dunk SBs. This pair looks really dirty, but it's not as dirty as the Cool Grays were. So we're gonna be doing the same method. We're gonna be using Rejuvenator cleaner and distilled water. I'm not too worried about cleaning the rubber sole as much as the uppers because we are going to swap the soles. So we are going to be focusing on the uppers more so than the rubber sole. So what I'm going to be using is distilled water and Rejuvenator cleaner, and I put it in a spray bottle. I'm a little bit OCD with my cleaners, so I don't want to waste Rejuvenator. So I do put it in a spray bottle so every drop gets on the shoe instead of being wasted. So after removing the laces, I'm going to start cleaning the uppers. The reason I'm using distilled water instead of tap water is because tap water does have a lot of contaminants that are very harmful. Though it's safe enough for us to drink, it is not that safe for shoes. That's why if you keep using tap water to clean your shoes, it does dry out, it does rot, and you know, through time, from my experience, it just doesn't hold up as well. So I know with distilled water, all of that is evaporated away, and the only thing that is remaining is just plain old H2O. So we're gonna pat the shoes dry and let them air dry afterwards. So after we let them air dry, we're gonna remove the sole by using an X-Acto knife and tracing it all around the shoe, cutting the existing factory stitching until it's fully removed. You can always find an X-Acto knife available online, such as Amazon, but if you want to pick it up, you can go to Michael's. That's where I always get my X-Acto knives. As I've said before, we're going to cut around the stitching on the sole so we can detach the old rubber sole to prepare for our new one that we're going to be swapping. So I'm going to add water in a teapot and let that boil up until 100 degrees Celsius, which is like the boiling point of water. So once we get that boiling point, we're going to take it out of the stove and we're going to put it in the donor sole after we remove all of that stitching, and we're going to just easily pry that upper away from the midsole. Swapping ones or even dunks are the most tedious task since I do have to remove the stitching on the donor's thread one by one, and it takes me a really long time. Alright, so now that the water is at its boiling point, we're going to take it out of the teapot and into the shoe. Let that sit for a little bit, and then we can just easily just remove the uppers without any hesitation. So we're just gonna let for the water to fully disperse throughout the whole shoe, so it'll be easier for us to remove the whole upper. This will make sure that all the glue is melted and we won't be struggling to remove that upper away.
Guess what day it is?
So the next step will be to tape up the uppers since we are going to be removing that factory adhesive. The reason why I'm taping it up because I don't want to damage the elephant print nor the leather when I'm using my Dremel tool, or having acetone damage on the elephant print, which will fade away that elephant print, which is not good, and or damage the leather. And hopefully now through my videos, people are actually removing the factory glue instead of gluing on top of that factory glue, because then you'll just end up with a separated midsole or separated reglue, because that factory glue does act as a barrier. So your glue is not making full contact with the upper leather material or suede to your midsole. So we're going to finish the job by using a heat gun, cotton balls, and acetone to really remove all of that factory adhesive on the upper and on the midsole. We also want to remove the factory glue that is remaining on the rubber sole on our donors. So just make sure that there won't be any separations in the future, and the only adhesive that should be on the sole and on the upper is our own and not the factory, because it will affect the reglue. So after removing all of that factory adhesive finally on the dunks and on the donor sole, we're gonna retape the uppers again to prepare for our reglue. We're gonna hit it with one layer of adhesive and then one layer of adhesive on the rubber sole, let that cure, heat it up, and then bond them together. So just to reiterate everything that I've mentioned before, I want to apply a thin layer of adhesive on the rubber sole and on the upper, let that cure for a couple of hours, use a heat gun to heat it up, and then bond them together. So after stress testing the leather upper and the elephant print, I found some separations on both of the shoes. It's not that big of a deal. All we have to do is just touch it up and then ship them back to the client all spick and span without any separations. I mean, it's not all the reglues are going to be 100%. You're going to find some separations. All we have to do now is just touch it up. So in order for us to shut this separation up, we're going to tape up the separation. We're going to apply Barge Cement Super Stick on the separation as well. Let that cure for 5 minutes. Hit that with a heat gun on low settings. And then once it reaches up to temperature, we're going to bond them together. Let that cure overnight so there won't be any future separations. And then see the next day if it needs to be hit one more time. And if it does, just redo the process. It's not that big of a deal. So after letting the glue cure for 5 minutes, we're gonna hit it with the heat gun just to make sure that it's tacky. And then after we hit it with the heat gun, we're gonna clap them together. So the very last step is to restitch the whole sole, and I have a definitive guide on how to restitch the whole sole or just a toe cap, and I will put a note card on the top right corner, or I will put it in the description below. So I will zoom past this because it's not very interesting, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you guys do like this restoration, and there'll be more coming your way. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give me that thumbs up. If you guys want me to restore a shoe for you, my email is down in the description below, or just head out, look right there in that bottom right corner. It says Manalo Restoration, so check that out. Send me an email. I hope your day is as beautiful as you are. Fellas, that's how you get them. After you send it to a female, make sure to get the number. Alright, late.